Did you feel like you had to hold on to a light post yesterday due to the wind? Woo! That was a doozy yesterday. Well, we're going to let you know what the weather's going to be like today. Still a little wind in the forecast, maybe not quite as bad, but we'll give you the details on that. Activities, Taste of Vail is starting. We have a lot of events happening over at the Beaver as well. So keep it tuned here. Vail Valley Live starts now.
Hey, good morning. It is Wednesday, April 6th. You're watching Vail Valley Live. Trisha, that was amazing. And yes, I did feel like I needed to hold on to a light post yesterday. That wind was crazy and it even shut down Vail Mountain a little bit early. A lot of the lifts were closed down at the resorts. I'm sure a lot of you noticed that very easily. But we have some great weather in store for us as we kind of head back into spring this weekend. And we also have a great show in store for us. So Trisha will be live in Vail Village this morning. We're going to do a lot of shopping today. We're going to head over to the outlets at Silverthorne. We're going to be shopping at Betteridge. We're going to get some ski drills in with Michael Friedberg. We're also going to be doing a little weather, your headlines, events, and so much more. And of course, if you are watching on YouTube or on Facebook, we always invite you to join the conversation as part of our chat. So drop us a little comment, say hello. We love to hear from you. It really is it's my favorite part about the show is that you actually get to interact with us. And if you're watching here locally, you can find us on Outside TV channel 17. So let's send things back out to Trisha. That was hilarious. Trisha, that was amazing. Also, like some pretty serious upper arm strength, but that win yesterday was nuts.
It was absolutely crazy. And the thing is, they'd been predicting it. The weather experts, where
Right.
we get our weather details from, they'd been predicting that since probably last Thursday, that it would be dangerously strong winds. And they were, and like you mentioned, the lifts were affected on both mountains. The drive was affected, high profile vehicles. Oh, it was pretty crazy, and we won't see the winds as strong today, but they're still going to be gusty all the way through Thursday. So it's weird to have this really strong wind pattern hang out for this long. But spring is always kind of a windy time as far as I can remember. But yeah, yesterday
Not
was one for the record books.
yeah.
I've seen some of the flags. The flags are kind of moving around already this morning. We're kind of protected. We're right down here by the parking structure, the bus stops. We've got a little protection from the buildings, but yeah, dress appropriately for today and kind of colder temperatures. It's like winter is returning today with our daytime highs, but it's gonna be warm by this weekend.
Yeah, I was waking up this morning and, in Eagle, it was about 25. So it was like a little bit cooler than it has been. But, Trisha, yesterday, so at, my new job, we had taken out, we brought in any of like signs or anything, from the front. But then like middle of the day, the doormat started flying away. I'm like, it is on the ground and it is like flat, like it was so random. I'm like, really? The doormat is flying away? Anyway, it was pretty crazy to be watching that wind out the window all day. Nuts.
Yeah, yeah. Emma was so nice. She went over to Vail Mountain Coffee and got me a chai tea, and she texted me. She goes, I'm just waiting it out in the car. The wind is so bad, but I am right outside the office. And then she came in and her hair was,
I
I
had
mean,
to save the Christmas in a cup. It had to arrive to you safely.
give my Christmas in a glass.
Oh
But
my
but I think it we'll have good weather for this afternoon as far as just hosting an event. It's not going to rain today, right? But because we've got the debut of Rosé going on,
Mm.
and this has been a fun event that the Taste of Vail has put on for a number of years. They're doing all the rosés, and this is going to be over at the Lodge at Vail. It's all part of Taste of Vail. And then also today they're doing the Nyman Ranch Iberian Duroc Hog Butchering Okay, this is going to be over at the Grand Hyatt Kitchen. And they're doing a lot with pork this year. In fact, instead of having the lamb cook off, which is typically on Thursdays, they're going to be doing the pork cook off. So it's the Niman Ranch Pork Challenge and opera tasting. So a real fun event. It's on the streets of Vail tomorrow. You come off the slopes. You can just kind of pay as you go with the different tokens with whatever you want. So you don't need a big ticket item. This is one of the more affordable events at the Taste of Vail. So that'll be happening. And then Chardonnay two ways. And I was
Mm.
reading a little bit about this morning, and they're kind of doing two different chemical processes. Are you using more oxygen? Are you using less oxygen? So there's a lot of science that goes on behind the winemaking process, and I love that there's the educational component of the Taste of Vail as well. And you get to do your homework.
Of
You get to
course.
taste, and you get to sip.
Yes, the most important part is doing that homework. Yes, I love that. Well, I can't believe we're already at the Taste of Vail too. Like that's a, like I feel like there's all these events that in my mind signify different seasons, and I feel like Taste of Vail is always like the welcome of spring and the warmer weather and the end of skiing. So like it's coming up here quickly, Trisha. Like oh my gosh, Emma and I were looking at we're like when does Beaver Creek close again? Oh, it's really coming
Yeah.
up fast. Yeah.
Well, and the thing is, and Arrowhead closes this weekend. So this is your last weekend to go on over to have, maybe a bite to eat out of the Broken Arrow. They did their music last week. They kind of ended their musical series, but there was rumors maybe there'd be some more music. I don't
Oh.
know. That has not been confirmed at all. Maybe just pop down there. Just create your own little party. But there will be live music at the Chub Cafe. DJ Goldie is going to be playing, and that is going to be on Friday and Saturday, the 8th and the 9th, from 3 to 6, kind of just during their opera ski time. And then the Coyote will be closing all the way through the summer, not opening until next fall because they're going through a big remodel. And then
Oh.
the Ritz Carlton Bachelor Gulch. The Ritz Carlton lift is open, but the Ritz Carlton Bachelor Gulch Hotel is closed already for renovations. So big
Wow.
changes happening. I know. So don't think you're going to go down there and get a drink or a burger or any of that. It's not happening. They are closed already, but the lift is
Wow.
open. You can
Oh
go
my
ski
gosh.
Thunders and Rough Lock and all that. You can still get up that lift.
I had no idea. This is why you are my source for all of the information about what's happening on the mountain. I had no idea that was already closed. That's amazing. Okay, well, Trisha, we need to take a quick break. And then, but before we do, we're going to take a quick look at our weather. So you and Barry, like, go find somewhere exciting for us to look at. I have a feeling that it's going to be pretty easy to find being in Vail Village, right? Like everywhere you look, it's gorgeous. Okay, so we'll check back in with you in just a minute. But let's talk about what's in store for us for today. So like Trisha was saying, we could still see some lingering winds, some gusts out there, but nothing like what we were seeing yesterday. It's all brought to you by the outlets at Silverthorne, and I was checking earlier to see what their sales are for today, and apparently they are still doing their sale over at Banana Republic. So they're open from 10 to 8 o'clock right now. So if you want to get some great deals, now would be the time to go, especially if you are, ill prepared for this like winter, spring, like this switch back and forth that we're going to be seeing over the next little bit here. So like for instance, at Banana Republic, they're doing up to 50% off everything. Also, as we get really into spring, Chico's is doing $39 dresses. That ends on Monday. Shop up to 50% off store-wide at J. Crew. That ends on the 12th. And then Columbia Sportswear is doing packable rainwear starting at $39.99, and that ends on the 20th. So some great deals to be had. There's so many different stores to choose from. So, when it comes to our weather today, we're going to have some chillier temperatures out there. Going to be kind of topping out in the 20s down in the village and Vail. But look at that. We can still see those wind gusts up to about 29 miles an hour. Visibility just a touch off from, being able to see perfectly. And this is a really good representation of that. So you can see that the Gore Range is still kind of covered in some lingering snow and fog this morning. But down in the main portion of Vail and that West Vail exit, look at how dry the medians are already. That's so crazy, but here we are. It is definitely spring. And as we head into the next couple days, we're going to really be drying out, looking at more sunshine, just developing as we get into Thursday, into Friday, into Saturday, and those temperatures getting back into the upper 50s by Saturday. And then we're going to start to see maybe just kind of like a cool and kind of stormy pattern taking shape for next week. And according to opensnow.com, we could see some substantial snow. Look at this. Between Sunday and Thursday, we could see about 18 inches of snow. That's amazing. Oh my gosh. So, I mean, hopefully that happens, right? Like, we would love to see a last really snowy week at Beaver Creek and, really kind of make sure that those conditions stay pristine for Vail to be closing on May 1st. And as far as those conditions are concerned, closer to them opening 8:30 this morning. And then Beaver Creek had only, 52% of their terrain open yesterday, again, because of those winds. So right now, the resorts are still waiting to get that information updated. But Vail will be opening at 8:30, and then Beaver Creek will be opening at 9 this morning. So that's what's happening with your weather and your snow reports. Thank you to the outlets at Silverthorne for those elevated savings each and every day. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll have a look at those headlines. We'll check back in with Trisha. We're just kind of getting things started on this Wednesday. Stay with us.
We're for the fashion forward and budget minded. We've got the brands that set you apart, the style to make you stand out, the looks that let you shine. We are for the dreamers, the doers, and the savers. Outlets at Silverthorne. Elevate your savings. Save up to 70% on the best designer brands. Visit outlets@silverthorne.com for current sales and events.
Do you want locally grown mushrooms, microgreens, organic herbs, fruits, vegetables, honey, recipes, and more? Sign up for Nap Ranch's CSA boxes now. Feel good about supporting local farmers while nourishing your family. Go to napgardencenter.com and click CSA to sign up today.
Visit Grand Junction.
All right. Well, a great place to get fueled up for all of those adventures, whether it's on the mountain or heading to Grand Junction, is Vail Mountain Coffee and Tea. Emma, what are you drinking this morning?
Oh, we got a new blend. I forgot what the blend is called. I'll have to check on it, but it's really good.
Well, listen, they have their roastery cafe in Minturn. That's kind of like the original location. They also have the location in Beaver Creek, and the roastery opens at 7 a.m. So looking at their cafe menu, just know, like, if you need a little, like, bite to eat before you head over to the mountain, they have some breakfast empanadas and quiches. They also have, of course, their kind of freshly baked sweet and savory treats. And then they also have their nitro cold brew. They have some nitro iced tea for these days. We're going to be seeing very much like spring this weekend. And they also have, of course, like all of your staples like cappuccinos and lattes and mochas. And apparently they have a really delicious London fog, which is Earl Grey tea with some steamed milk. That was, I was talking to one of their employees not too long ago, and she was saying that was her favorite thing to get there. So check it out. Free shipping on all their orders, so no minimum if you want to enjoy Vail Mountain Coffee and Tea wherever you are watching us from this morning. So even if you want to just get one of those boxes of tea sent to you, you can do that with free shipping. And also, hey, Dan Elliott, first comment of this morning. Good morning, Ashley. So are you sad to see ski season ending? Or are you looking forward to summer activities? Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's not, hold on. We're working on it. So Dan, I am honestly, I'm definitely really looking forward to summer this year. I really have had some minimal days. I've had the most reduced days on the mountain that I've ever had, probably in the last like almost 20 years this season, just because I've been doing other things and changing jobs and kind of prioritizing some other things in my life this season. So for me, I feel like it's not as much of a like, no, the mountain is closing. But I do love the cold weather though. That is like my favorite thing. So looking forward to like the temperatures in like the 90s in Eagle. Not really not really looking forward to that, which is, I know you being in Florida, you're like, it's already like 90 today. So that's not a big deal for you. But I think that Trisha probably has a very different opinion about, where she's at with like the transition of the season. So I'm definitely looking forward to getting out and, hiking a little bit more this summer and, also, getting out and doing some mountain biking too. So yeah, I don't know if we could just like have the hiking and mountain biking in some colder temperatures, I'd be a happy camper, probably like year round, right? But anyway, everybody has their thing. But good morning, Dan. Thanks for joining us this morning. So let's talk about what's happening in our headlines today. So this paper is a little bit more somber than some of our other papers. But first of all, you can see our American flag just blowing in the wind, really nice and strong yesterday. So this is from Chris Dillman. And yeah, those strong gusts blew branches off trees, closed the lifts early. Yeah, it was kind of a mess yesterday. And the main headline today, confronting pills that kill. So this is part one of a series in how fentanyl, the deadly synthetic opioid behind a rising wave of overdose deaths, has gained traction in Eagle County. So Allie Longwell dives very deeply into this, and again, it's just part one of part two in this series. And so again, this is just, I think, a really good perspective that a lot of times, you see the beautiful shots of Vail Village, you see these gorgeous, the skiing and riding at Beaver Creek and all these amazing magical things that we have in this area. But we also have problems just like every other town and city in North America, when it comes to things that are like a little bit more sinister and definitely can cause some pretty serious disruption. So if you want to learn a little bit more about that, you can check that out on page A2. On page E3, so Gypsum, it was voting day yesterday, and they reelected the mayor in a landslide. So I had some friends yesterday, they're like, oh yeah, like gotta get home and do some voting. So you can learn a little bit more about that on page A3. Love to see the participation in those local elections. And then as we keep on flipping, this is definitely just kind of fascinating. I don't know that I've seen wind gusts like this up here since I moved here, probably like 5-6 years ago. So 45 to 65 mile an hour gusts expected to last until Wednesday morning. So we could still see some of those lingering this morning, and maybe we'll see some of those the lifts opening a little bit later as a result of that. Sitting where we are in Eagle Vale, just kind of looking out the window, you can see it like it's breezy, but it's nothing like what we were seeing yesterday afternoon. But if you want to learn a little bit more about that, that's on page A4. And then as we keep on going this morning, the original Primus Trio to perform Rush tribute concert at the Ford Amphitheater. So this is going to be happening this summer at the Ford Amphitheater on August 12th and 13th. And, again, we just have such an incredible lineup that's coming up for our summer music. So whether you're going to be going to the Ford Amphitheater for Bravo, or maybe you're going over to the GoPro Mountain Games, like they have just some incredible performances that will be coming up. So if you haven't been to a show there in a while or ever, definitely put that on your list of things to do. And then as we keep on going, so we did a little catch up with Megan Buchanan a little while ago, and she officially left on April 1st for her second attempt on Everest. And then there she is, just a photo from her from the South Pole in 2021, just, as you do. But anyway, if you want to learn more about one of our incredible locals, she's definitely one of them. And I mean, crazy, second attempt on Everest. Yep, that's what she's doing. That's part of our sports and outdoors section this beautiful Wednesday morning. So let's talk about the roads out there. I mean, really, they're pretty nice and clear. I think the biggest thing that we're going to be looking ahead to for the next several days is just that sun glare, probably having a lot of washer fluid stocked up in your car just from some of the, the dirt that's being kicked up on your windshield and things like that. But mostly just kind of clear roadways out there. Look at this, 1.1 miles east of Vail, like barely anything going on over there. West of Vail Fast, also very quiet. But of course, Dow Junction, just pretty still. Well, somebody's getting a little crazy with those CDOT cameras up there in the left-hand corner, but things are moving along really smoothly. And then also, I think the other big conversation is that wildlife is definitely on the move. So I've been seeing a few more deer on the side of the road recently. So just be aware of that for sure. But let's send things back out to Miss Trisha, see what kind of light poles she's hanging from now.
You know what? We aren't holding on to light posts yet, but actually, speaking of roads, they have started this big project on Vail Pass. So April, that's when we usually start our construction projects. These will probably go all the way through November, but they are going to be adding a third eastbound lane. They're going to be realigning the westbound lanes and a recreation path. Replacing two bridges to make the roads safer. The drivers are going to face closures and delays all throughout this time. So, it's that whole exercise in patience. It's going to make this situation better. Can you imagine 3 eastbound lanes? That's pretty cool. That'll be great for, those busy Sunday afternoons, just to add a little more room for those cars to get through. But big news on Vail Pass. And then I know on the approaches to the Eisenhower Johnson tunnels, they're installing one of those big traffic signs. There's going to be some closures, lane closures, that sort of thing in that area also. And then my husband came home late from the airport and Loveland Pass was closed. And then they had to wait at the top of the hour at the Eisenhower Tunnel for the hazmat vehicles to go through. So if we do see some high winds, I don't think we're going to see as high winds as we did yesterday. But sometimes that can affect the roads as well. High profile vehicles, be careful out there. But we did bring it down to the International Bridge. And Vail Opry continues this weekend. This is going to go all the way through the 24th of April. And they have live music on the mountain, DJ spinning, bands down here. And that happens on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. And they're going to be bringing in Kaylee Bishop. She's going to be playing 3 different times throughout this weekend. She is from Nashville. She's a singer-songwriter. So they've added a show for her. So she'll play from noon to 3 up in Midvale on Friday, and then she's going to play 1 to 2:30 down in the I Bridge, International Bridge right here, and then on Sunday 3 to 6 on the big stage. And then they're bringing dueling pianos here as well. So this is going to be at the International Bridge, and I don't know if you've ever seen the dueling pianos. That's such a fun show. It's really totally entertaining. So this is something very different for us to be doing for Vail Opry.
Oh, I like a little difference in the opera. And Trisha, so Dan Elliott was chiming in this morning. He was asking about, like, are you sad to see ski season ending, or are you looking forward to summer activities? So how do you feel about that?
Oh, you know what? I like it. I think whatever. It's just, we got ski season, and then when that wraps up, then we'll go do the next. I like it when it's cold, like it's good to have the cold. Like today is going to be a great day to get out on the hill. When it gets too warm and you almost feel too hot to ski, or the snow gets really sticky, then I kind of dial it back because I want to save myself for the summer. I don't want to hurt myself, and with sticky snow and everything. So I just kind of take it, whatever the season is, I'm in it, and then when we wind that down, then I move on to the next.
But do you have like a favorite, like between like winter and summer season? I feel like the answer is like summer. I feel like summer's just like, it's just when, I don't know.
I like them both. I like them both for what they have. Our summer is very short, but I love being able to ski, being able to get on the hill, experience that, show people around. It's just such a great phenomenon to be able to get on the mountains with people that maybe haven't been here before. I had some high school friends out. My husband came out the other week, and we took them skinning up Arrowhead. They'd never done that before, and they didn't know Beaver Creek very well. I took her to McCoy Park, and it's just neat to see the reactions on their faces of like, wow, this is what it's like out here. It's really fun to share that with people. And it's a
Yeah.
different sensation skiing or riding down the mountain, than hiking, that sort of thing. It's just that feeling of freedom, I guess. I don't go super fast, but I like to I like to make a nice.
I'm right there with you. I feel like the more and more and longer I live here, the slower I am on the mountain, right? And the more I just am enjoying just being out there and like the scenery and just moving that way. But okay, well, Trisha, I am very excited about everything that's coming our way with Apra. And then can you just give me a little spin so we could see this jacket of yours? So this is a Skaya jacket that Trisha has on. So yeah, you can see the beautiful hood on there, and of course she's like the lines, and she's got all these really cool zippers and like the zippers on the on the forearms, and there's a lot of technical things that are built into this jacket from Skaya. And if you want to steal Trisha's look, also yeah, her hat right there, that's from Skaya too. Skaya is having their giant blowout sale right now, so this is going on starting today from 8 to 5 at their warehouse in Golden, and you could get up to 80% off. So you can totally steal Trisha's look and you can get 80% off down in Golden. This is also going to be happening tomorrow. But Skaya is an outerwear brand that has been in business here in Vail for 50 years now. So talk about locally owned and operated, like Vail through and through, Trisha. Like I feel like sometimes it's hard to kind of nail the Vail look when it comes to getting on the mountain. And Skaya, you can't go wrong.
And you know what? I mean, the fact that Diane. So many of us know Diane. She is out on the slopes. Her daughter raced on the U.S. ski team. Like their family, huge skiers, and so they know what works on the mountain. And Diane is a very good skier, by the way, and she even is an instructor. So she knows the functionality that needs to go into the jackets, including like the powder skirts down that kind of keep the powder out if you're catching some deep snow. She's got a lot of the technical elements for the jackets as well. I mean, you can look good, but you need the functionality to go with the look.
Right. Yeah, they marry that really, really well. So get on that 80% discount today and tomorrow. All right, Trish, we're going to take a break. And coming up, we're going to be talking Beaver Creek and the kickoff to summer. So stay with us.
You're probably wondering, what makes these chips taste so good? Here's a hint. It's lime. They taste like lime. Tostitos, get to the good stuff.
In the extraordinary, we're free to discover more together. Experience it for yourself this winter. Get your lift tickets today.
Xterra, apparel for your active lifestyle. Visit xterraplanet.com today. Enter the promo code CHECK20 at checkout for an extra 20% off regularly priced merchandise.
This weather and mountain report is brought to you by Betteridge. Fine jewelry and watches with exceptional service since 1897, located in Solaris.
All right, so today's weather, maybe still a little bit of wind hanging out. So far this morning, it's definitely breezy. I can see the branches kind of moving here a little bit outside our windows, but nothing like what we saw in like yesterday afternoon with those crazy, crazy wind gusts. So temperatures will be a little bit cooler than what we've been seeing recently, about, a high of 26 down in town for Vail today, but also starting to see a little bit more sunshine mixing into the forecast, and we could still see those wind gusts up to about 29 miles an hour, which, instead of like the 70 miles an hour that we saw yesterday, but still a little bit breezy today. And then as we go into tomorrow, getting back into the 40s, sunshine coming back through the forecast, and then staying with us really as we head through the entire weekend. So it's going to be a very spring-like weekend, and then next week, of according to OpenSnow.com, we are looking at kind of a cool and stormy pattern taking over. And look at what they're predicting, maybe 18 inches between Sunday and Thursday of next week. So that's going to be intense. But hopefully that's the case, right? We're excited for that. And especially just to keep that snow fresh and, of course, to build up that snowpack for a good summer season as well. And if you're going to be heading out to the mountain today, just know that they still have their numbers kind of today. And then over at Beaver Creek, they had about 52% of their terrain open yesterday. So they're slated to open at 9 a.m. And again, it kind of remains to be seen how much will be open today. I'm guessing a lot more will be open today because the winds aren't going to be as strong, but we could still see some of those closures out there. So that's like what's happening with your weather and mountain report. And if you're going to Beaver Creek today, they always have these great, complimentary activities, and then they have their signature events. And one of them is their Blues, Brews, and Barbecue event that will be happening over Memorial Day weekend. It starts on May 27th, goes through the 29th. So not only do you have the 12 different barbecue vendors, the kids zone, they have the People's Choice Award, they also have live music just going on and on throughout the entire day. But then they also have a craft beer festival kind of snuck in there on the 28th. So it's just a good time to kind of get out, to maybe bring out the flip-flops or like the rain jackets or the puffies, just depending. Like I remember the first one that I went to, I was up there with Ken Hovey, and I specifically remember having to have my puffy jacket over what I was wearing because there was like a little bit of fresh snow that morning. So, and then like the next year, I remember it was also like a torrential downpours. I was making my way there, so I had my rain jacket on. So you never know with May weather; it's always very unpredictable, but it's always a good time, and especially being outdoors at Beaver Creek and being able to enjoy a festival like that and get delicious food and have great music. So much fun. So put that on your calendar for Memorial Day weekend this summer. And somebody I think that would probably concur with me on that is my girl Trisha. So she's running around in Vail Village this morning. What is she doing now? Oh, what? Where are you? Are you getting a drink? What are you doing? You getting mimosas?
Yeah. We stopped by the Chub Cafe. This was new last summer. If you haven't been here in a while, this is part of the Sun Melt. And so we've got the Chub Cafe, super cute. Look at this. You feel like you're over in Europe. Look at the details on the pillows. So cute. So we thought we'd come in and say hi to Sarah.
Hi, Sarah.
And then Emma's sister.
That's my sister.
Hi, Emma's sister.
Hi. So is it your first day? It's your first day. So we thought we'd break her in, learn how to make a chai tea latte. And Sarah, what you gotta do chai tea latte?
Absolutely.
What else?
Lattes, food, cocktails, beer and wine.
Yeah.
A little bit of everything. Food to go with all of those: beer, wines, cocktails, coffees.
Oh yeah.
Hey Trisha, you know that Sarah used to be my old boss. Hi, Sarah.
Oh, hey, guys.
Oh, it's a whole family affair.
Yeah. She makes the best food and drinks. So good. She taught me how to make coffee and attempt latte art, which is extremely difficult.
Oh my. Yes, the latte art. Yes, I can check that out. And let's look at the pastries here. What do you have today?
We have all kinds of stuff here. We have some spinach and feta croissants, plain croissants, Danish, and cheese croissants. Chef Yerma makes this delicious zucchini cake.
Really?
We have a lot of gluten-free items on the bottom shelf there.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Chef Yerma also makes all these desserts for us.
You know what? My mom always said, life is short, eat dessert first. Why don't you just go for that?
Yeah, right?
So your chef makes this in-house?
We get some local products from, the gluten-free stuff comes from Ladies in Boulder. Our muffins come from Michelle's Bakery.
Oh, they can always get the little famous sun up symbol right here with the sun, of course. I'm not sure if you can see that in the plastic, but just a neat little cookie. So adorable. I love it, you guys. Okay, well, we don't want to, I know you're training. We don't want to mess up. We don't want to ruin Abby's first day on the job because we are taking her time away. But okay, we will make a chai tea latte.
Oh,
But,
and actually, Trisha, can I interrupt really fast before we let Sarah actually do her job? Sarah, can you tell us how amazing your son is at snowboarding and what's been happening with him? Because I'm pretty sure I saw a post that was pretty impressive about him recently. Can you just tell us about Clay and what's happening in his world?
Oh, proud mom moment. He got a full ride CU to go to scholarship. It's CU Boulder. And so yeah, that and snowboarding's just coming to a close, and he's good.
Oh
He's
man!
gonna be for CU.
No, he got it as a academic need-based scholarship for being a caddy at Country Club of the Rockies, and so he's going to CU, and I'm super excited. Proud mom.
Yeah, one of the hardest working kids I've ever met in my life, and also one of the most talented snowboarders. So good job, Sarah. Wait, I'm so excited. Congratulations to you both. Okay, I'm gonna stop talking now. I'm gonna stop talking. I promise.
See you, Ashley.
Bye.
Okay, yeah. All right. So so they got coffee, they've got cocktails for later on, and then they do have some tables outside, and especially in the summer, a great place to hang out outside. We thought we'd come in, Ashley, because it was a little cold out there. I think our phone was saying 13 degrees with a real feel of 2 below 0. So we hop in a little bit. I think the wind chill factor is going to come into play today, and you're going to want the neck gaiter, probably the balaclava as well, and maybe something that's really going to keep the wind out. Even if you put a windproof layer underneath your down jacket, sometimes when I wear down, I can almost feel the wind go through it. So maybe a shell, even your spring shell with an insulating layer underneath it. Even your down jacket could act as your insulating layer out there, because it's going to feel more like winter today than what we've had the last couple of days.
Well, good tips, Trisha, and I can't wait to hear how delicious that chai is. I love that we just have the Surovich family all over this show this morning with Emma behind the scenes. All right, you too. We'll check back in with you guys here in a little bit, but we're going to take a quick break, and we will be back with more on this Wednesday edition of Vail Valley Live.
Skiing is more dangerous than ever due to crowded slopes and people skiing faster than their abilities allow. Hi. This is Joseph Block, a ski injury attorney at Block & Chapleau. If another skier or snowboarder hits you from behind and injures you, you're entitled to monetary compensation. Remember, the downhill skier has the right of way. The uphill skier has a responsibility to avoid skiers below.
If you've been injured, you need to call an attorney to protect your rights. It's important to preserve the evidence immediately. Call Block & Chapleau today at 970-926-1700. We've been doing this for over 30 years and have collected millions of dollars of compensation for injured skiers and snowboarders.
Block & Chapleau has offices in the Vail Valley, Frisco, and Denver to serve you. Your case is our priority.
If you've been injured in an automobile or ski collision, call us today at 970-926-1700 to speak to an attorney, or go to vailjustice.com.
Do you want locally grown mushrooms, microgreens, organic herbs, fruits, vegetables, honey, recipes, and more? Sign up for Nap Ranch's CSA boxes now. Feel good about supporting local farmers while nourishing your family. Go to napgardencenter.com and click CSA to sign up today.
Vail Valley Live outerwear provided by Skea Limited.
Your feet on the beach will make your life Steech. Steech. Oh, Steech ain't a word. Come on, man. They expecting some profound fine life wisdom from the dog. You can preach the beach, or just let the ocean teach. That's the fine life, baby.
We're talking Cartier watches with Lance from Betteridge, and this is one of your favorite topics. You love watches, especially Cartier.
Watches, Cartier, yes to everything you just said. I enjoy watches tremendously, and we're lucky enough to have an incredible collection of watches. Cartier, IWC, Panerai, Bell & Ross, JLC, Rolex, Tudor, blah, 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 blah. I could keep going, but we're going to talk about just Cartier today.
All right, and we have a few we're going to show you. We're going to start with this one.
So we're going to start with this one a little bit. I think the history on this company is very important. Cartier started in 1847, first and foremost a jeweler. That's what they're known for. So their pieces are very aesthetically pleasing, honestly. It's more like a beautiful piece of jewelry that happens to tell time.
Yeah.
That's very important when you talk about Cartier, and that's what this is about. And the interesting thing about this one is this is actually the Santos. This started in the early 1900s is when they first started making this piece here.
Okay.
This is called the Santos de Cartier. This one is in all steel.
Wow.
It has a blue dial.
Okay.
And
Amazing.
this actually bracelet comes off and you can transfer it and put it onto a leather strap.
Okay, so a little versatility there.
Little versatility. That's an automatic movement, meaning the wrist, your movement of your wrist will do it, change it. This is called the Santos Dumont, another version of this, a little dressier. This is a slimmer piece. This one is done in steel and gold. So that one makes it a little more wearable, a little more dressy.
Yeah, I love that.
And this one comes in
too.
3 different sizes, a beautiful alligator strap with that one.
All right.
Okay, we're going to talk one more men's watch before we get into some ladies' pieces. This one's very unique. This one is a very much a dress piece. This is done in 18 karat rose gold with a brown alligator on it. Some of the things that you see on this dial, it has that guilloche, that kind of starburst dial that's happening there.
Yep.
You also have Roman numerals, which is very, very Cartier. There is a date, and there's also a power reserve, that little function on the bottom. When that is fully wound, that moves over, and you get your watch is fully wound.
Okay.
I know, it's very cool.
Yeah,
very
just
Cartier.
the mechanics of it is amazing. Ooh, look at this one.
This one's beautiful. This one's called the Panther, and this is something that they introduced probably 50 years ago. This one is done in 18 karat gold with a diamond bezel. Okay. This is a quartz movement, meaning it's a battery. It's very easy to take care of. And there is a diamond in the crown on this one as well.
Wow, yeah, you can see it right on the side.
Very cool.
Oh, I love the detail.
It is. Very, very traditional piece.
Okay.
And one last one. We just got this one in, so I wanted to show it off a little bit.
Wow.
This is one of their newest collections, the Bull on Blue. It's done very well for them. It's a round collection with a covered crown. This is done in solid 18 karat rose gold, diamond bezel, and this is an automatic movement in this one as well. So the movement of your wrist is going to wind this thing for you.
Okay, amazing. Oh my gosh, I would be telling you the time all day long if I was wearing one of these.
Even if it's wrong, right?
Yeah. Oh, just amazing. And you know, watches, they're collector items. They're something you could pass down.
Absolutely.
They're investments.
Yep, they are absolutely that, especially the passing down. We see that all the time. This is something I want my son to have. This is something I want my daughter to have. And that is very true, especially when you talk about pieces like Rolex and Cartier, that type of heritage you can just hand down to them.
Okay, well, you can come in and talk watches all day long with Lance. You guys are here.
We are here 10 to 6. We're down on the lowest level of Solaris, right next to the ice rink.
Okay, check it out.
Maui Jim sunglasses were born on the beaches of Hawaii, designed to respond to the bright sun and harsh glare of the islands, all while enhancing the view. After 30 years, we're still independently owned, and the free-thinking Hawaiian spirit that first inspired us is still a part of everything we do. Our Polarized Plus 2 lenses not only protect eyes from harmful rays, they also make colors more vivid and contrast crisper. Try on a pair and see for yourself. The view's better from here.
In the extraordinary, we're free to discover more together. Experience it for yourself this winter. Get your lift tickets today.
This Weather and Mountain Report is brought to you by Carrots Jewelers, creating heirlooms for over 50 years.
All right, so that weather, tell you what, today it's just going to be a little bit more spring-like, but still going to be breezy out there. And, you know, it's still like just kind of looking out the window. It's definitely, the branches are moving just so slightly, but hopefully we'll see a lot more lifts and terrain open as a result of some lower winds. But look at this. So 14 or about 13 mile an hour wind speeds. That's been pretty consistent throughout the day. And then maybe up to 29 mile an hour wind gusts. But partly cloudy skies as we get into the bulk of today, but temperatures staying pretty chilly. Like Trisha was saying, they had to stop in and grab some chai from Emma's sister so that she could warm up a little bit. And then as we go into tomorrow and through the weekend, sunshine prevailing, a lot of spring-like weather. And then next week, we have a really exciting weather pattern shaping up, and we could potentially see like 18 inches. Look at this. 18 inches maybe by next Thursday. So we'll see as we get closer to that. Obviously that always changes, but I tell you what, opensnow.com though is so accurate with their forecast. It's the most accurate site that I found for mountain forecasts, and they really do a good job. So they do a little daily update. Joel Gratz and his team are amazing. So if you haven't checked them out before, do that. So maybe 18 inches for next week. So enjoy that sunshine this weekend. And if you're going to be heading over to the resorts today, there is probably going to be a little touch and go with what's happening. Maybe just a little bit less than what they would usually have because of that wind. And then Beaver Creek saying that they're 52% opening at 9 a.m. this morning. So there you have it. That's like what's happening with that weather. So getting ready for the summer. Live music is such a huge part of our, it's really just kind of a huge part of our like daily life here in the mountains now. Like there's so many different ways to enjoy live music, and if you happen to live down in Eagle and Gypsum, there's maybe a little bit less opportunities than you typically find in other parts of the valley, but they are kicking things back off with the big block party this June. So if you are a big music festival fan, it's coming back for 3 days of live music, 13 bands on multiple stages, food, craft vendors. You can go to blockpartyeagle.com to get more information. And it's something where, you know, you can be outside and really just kind of explore different parts. Like, this is pretty substantial. But they have quite the lineup that's coming out. So they just announced that leftover salmon will be part of their lineup this year.
What?
Yeah. So I know, right? Emma, like, where's my little sheet? Trisha, of course, printed out all this information for me yesterday.
Maybe Trish can tell us.
I bet she can. Trisha, okay, help me out here. So with the lineup at the block party, they just announced so they have 13 bands. And tell us more, because they just announced that we have the Heavy Breathers, we have Thievery Corporation, Common Kings, Leftover Salmon. So it's going to be a big deal.
This is a really big deal. And when you think that it's just in Little Eagle, Colorado, I mean, it's a total example of if you build it, they will come. You know, a big idea, people create great big ideas. And it's really cool to see how much this has grown in about a time. And Thievery Corporation, like, really? That's amazing. And then Heavy Breathers, kind of a compilation of a lot of people from many different bands coming together. You know, they just announced Leftover Salmon playing the bluegrass, the Bloodies on Sunday morning. So it is a full-on celebration, and you know, it's a ticket price that it's not free. It's not free.
Oh, no. You're definitely paying for this experience. That is for sure. Yeah. Yes. And, you know, with the 3 days and the multiple stages, so basically, like, they do 2-day passes, which start at $69. Bloodies and Bluegrass start at $119, and then they even have camping passes that are $49 and up. But that's happening in June, the 3rd through the 5th. Now, Trisha, I can hear those birds just, like, chirping away. And how's that chai?
Oh, the chai is really good. The chai that I got from Chub Cafe, pretty new, you know, less than a year old. They opened up last summer, and they're over at the Sun and Up. So got my paper, got my chai, and we're over here. And I thought I would do a little walk and talk and let you know about some of the shops over here in the left bank. This restaurant has been around for over 50 years. Luke and Liz Meyer started this way back in the early days of Vail. And last year I did a story on kind of the beginnings of the left bank. It's now owned by Jean-Michel Salon. He took it over about 16 years ago with, under the help of Luke and Liz. And it just had so many great stories of when President Ford used to come here. They always knew his favorite entree or Betty's favorite dessert, that sort of thing. And then when all the movie stars were coming here, Robert Redford, Clint Eastwood, apparently the Charlie's Angels were here when they were filming. And so it's fascinating, the history that was right at the left bank. And then of course we've got our Sweet Basil, classic restaurant that's been here for many, many years. Squash Blossom is right here as well. So do a little window shopping. And Cosbar, if you need some makeup. Oh, I love Vail Fine Wines. It's great to have a little spirit shop right here in the heart of Vail Village. And then we're coming up on Pano. This is a great store. Really unique, kind of almost more of a European feel with Pano. And then right at the edge here, we have Lancelot. And that's another restaurant that's been around for over 50 years, Ashley. Just amazing that these landmarks have been able to stand the test of time. And I was talking to the owner when they had their 50th anniversary, and I think this was pre-COVID, so it must have been 2019 or early 2020. And they said that before, like way back in the early days of Vail, when it was a slow day, they would go fishing on Gore Creek, and fishing on Gore Creek very open as you see it today. But there used to be all these little reeds and little kind of things you had to go through and bushes to get to the creek. So can you imagine? But Pete Seibert had the idea that no, we got to open it up because that'll be another pedestrian area and that'll be another amenity, having a creek go right through your town. So I just love talking to the people that have been here forever and getting the scoop. I wish I could go back in time and be here, right when they were like firing things up.
Like riding horses through bars and having their moms call the bar because that was like the only working phone in town. And I really love the history too, Tricia.
It would be.
Yeah. So also we got a little comment from Scott Sternberg. So listen, Scott is very minimal with his chat comments. So he only chats when he's really passionate about something, like us like stuffing our faces on camera or apparently with Thievery Corporation. Oh, good. Yes. Thank you, Tricia.
This one's for you,
Thank
Scott.
you. That's just for you. but Scott's saying that he loves Thievery Corporation and he's going to the Eagle Block Party. So perfect. So we can plan on Scott being here from June 3rd. Make sure we lock it up and do a good job when the boss is in town. So
I expect you to be in the front row, Scott.
God, I want you to be in the mosh pit, Scott. Hey, Scott, we need a drone. We need a drone to get a really good shot of that whole ordeal.
I really
cool.
Also hope that by that time that Scott's hair is at least like as long as mine. So, because like last time we saw you, Scott, it was like here-ish. So I'm gunning for that long hair. I want some head banging happening. I want some footage of that if possible. So yeah, Tricia, have you seen pictures of Scott with his long hair?
No.
I have not either. I've heard about it, but Scott, I think also when you're in town for Thievery, I think if you don't have the long hair, we at least need to see the photos. I think that needs to be a thing.
Yeah. We need proof.
Yeah, definitely.
Actually, it feels a little warmer.
Does it? Okay.
Warmer.
Well, I
Not
mean,
much.
I tell you what, those birds are extraordinarily like the birds are outshining us with like the amount of like we talk a lot usually when the two of us are together, and those birds are intense. Like Em and I are like, wow, we can hear the birds more than Tricia.
We're being upstaged by the birds. Ashley, yeah. So I think it's definitely dress warm, but it just feels a little warmer. We're I just looking at this sign, Wild Bills. They established in 1968. Speaking of history, look at this funny sign right here. insane asylum entrance.
I'm sure there's a lot of people that would apply to being at home. Also, Trisha, Scott's chatting back to us. He says that he hasn't cut his hair and green tips are coming. Oh my gosh, I cannot wait to see this. I cannot wait. This is amazing. Scott is so cool.
I wonder if he's going to do that with Jell-O. Remember when people were doing the Jell-O?
Oh, the Jell-O packets? Yeah.
Yeah.
That was, yeah.
Go like kind of.
Yeah.
Ask Emma if she ever did the Jell-O.
No, I wasn't that cool. I had a feather in my hair, though.
Oh, Emma had a feather in her hair. That's because she's
like
whole
2008.
different. 2008.
You remember that?
Yeah.
We'd all go to Walmart to get.
Oh yeah.
Like,
you know what? The feather thing was so funny because the fly fishing shops could, they sell the supplies to make the flies. They could not keep feathers in stock. There's like, why are all these like 8th graders coming in to buy feathers? I don't think they're tying flies.
Oh, that's
so
really
there was
funny.
a feather shortage at the fly fishing shops during that fashion.
Oh my gosh. Well, listen, perfect trend. This is great, Trisha. You just teed me up perfectly. Speaking of fashion and trends, the Outlets at Silverthorne has so many great ways to save, and we sent our girl Sarah over to meet with Peggy Chanel Ziglin to find out a little bit more about some of the ways that you can save. So let's take a look.
Hi everyone, Sarah and Rarity here at the Outlets at Silverthorne at the Gap store with Peggy Ziglin, talking about fun fashion and great prices.
My gosh, the Gap is amazing. I mean, it's from baby to man.
That's right.
So baby, mom, dad, brother, sister, the whole family.
And
which
everything
is
in
so,
between.
Yes, isn't that great? And a great secret is 10% off when you spend $75 or more with your VIP savings card. Just like we talked about, pick it up at the Welcome Center or the management office. Say you saw this here on Vail Valley Live, and it's yours free.
Perfect. And tell us what our lovely models are wearing today.
Well, first of all, we have our beautiful Rachel. And Rachel has on an amazing quilted jacket. She has her sage hoodies. She's got her sailor denim jeans on, which are so cute. And those are already 40% off. Her whole outfit will be $219, comes to $114. She's saving $105 if she uses that saving card. Okay, and next we have silver. Now, silver has on our other favorite color for spring. It's more of that fun kind of a blush. So she's got her zip jacket, which is kind of more of a cargo fun jacket, her fun hoodie, and then also her gray denim jeans. Her whole outfit would be $209, comes to $118. She's saving $91 with her savings card. And then next we have Maddie. So she's got her pink Gap hoodie on, and then she also has her cargo sweatpants, and then she has her fun headband. Whole outfit would be $113, comes to $69, so she's saving $44, all with her savings card. Well, Wynn has on, we pulled that fun little army green color again, his hoodie on. It's logos are so hot. His plaid shirt, and then we also have his track pants on, which are more of his cargo pants. Whole outfit would be $154, comes to $85. He's saving $69 with his savings card. Thanks, Wynn.
Perfect. Thanks so much, Peggy.
Thank you.
Outlets at Silverthorne, some great options just over Vail Pass from Vail.
This Weather and Mountain Report is brought to you by Live Sotheby's International Realty, Colorado's leading real estate firm. Contact their Vail Valley broker professionals today to help you live the life you love.
All right, so thank you so much to Liv Sotheby's for a look at your local weather and mountain report as we close out this Wednesday edition. I was going to say Friday. We're not there yet. So 14 degrees right now, feels like 0 in Vail Village. Trisha was saying dress warmly because that wind is still a thing. And actually, as I'm kind of looking at the window now, it's starting to pick up a little bit. And we could still see those wind gusts up to 29 miles an hour today. And we're going to be seeing those highs tomorrow back in the 40s. So cooler today, warming up as we get into the weekend, more sunshine in store for us all weekend long. And then next week, Emma, let's show them the next week thing. This is the exciting part. 18 inches, maybe. So bring it on. Come on, Uller. Let's finish out this season nice and strong, right? So Vail is slated to stay open until May 1st. We have Beaver Creek closing on the 17th. So this could be a really great way to end the season at Beaver Creek, getting a lot more snow to keep everything open. And again, because of that wind, the lifts could be closing a little bit earlier today, maybe not even opening until later on. So just, be aware that the wind is definitely a factor. And yesterday it really caused some pretty significant shutdowns and delays on the mountains. So just be aware of that. But Vail is still slated to start their lifts right about now. So 8:30 and then
Trish, I feel like she'll have the accurate.
Let's go over to Trisha. Yeah, see if she made it here. Okay, all right, Trisha. Do you see the lifts operating? Is Gondola 1 running right now?
Oh yeah. Gondola 1 is, it's all fired up, ready to go, and doesn't feel too bad down here once again as far as the wind is concerned. But yesterday was the big wind event day. We'll still see some gusts, and I'm sure you've been talking about that in the weather report. So you may find lifts that are slowed down. They usually go to about half speed when the wind can affect them, or they may have to shut down certain lifts for a period of time, just because maybe it's right where the wind is happening. But I feel like areas like Northwoods, that's a little more protected. If you stay in more of a wooded area, you're probably going to be better off than if you're on a high ridge, maybe like Chair 2, Avanti. But we're over here by the grooming report. And for Wednesday, we've got a lot groomed. And I thought I'd kind of focus on the flapjack, sourdough, Tim Pans, boomer area, because a lot of people think like when you're over in Northwoods, oh, well, that's all blues, maybe some blacks. But if we're in that area, especially if you're going to maybe meet people for lunch over at Two Elk restaurant, what you'll do is you can take your beginner friends, not beginner, like, they've had a couple days underneath them, they can link turns, they're feeling comfortable on the lip, bring them up to 91, then take them up to Mountaintop Express, all right, Chair 4, then they can take the Timberline Catwalk down, and then from there, the Sourdough Express is this whole area, and look at these green runs. So we've got flapjack, sourdough, Tim Pans, and boomer that have all been groomed in that area. Then at the, let's say that it's time for lunch, head back up 14. Two Elk Lodge is right here. Maybe your more advanced skiers are in the back, and in the back we've groomed the Slot, we've got Poppy Fields, in Blue Sky Basin, Cloud 9, Grand Review. So some good places to go in case you have a mixed ability level within your group. It's tough, especially if you have some lower level skiers and riders. They always feel intimidated and like they just don't go as fast, and then people are waiting and they feel bad. Everyone, you want to make it a more enjoyable day. Gather for lunch, and then at the end of the day, gather for après. Let everyone just go where the terrain is appropriate for their ability level.
Honestly, Trisha, can we just start like a side hustle for you where you're like a tour guide for hire? Because that was excellent information. That's amazing. I'm gonna start working on this. I'm gonna start pandering out Trisha's phone number to have her do guide services.
Ashley, I just had a celebrity sighting. Pete Thompson here, and he is one of
Hi,
our
Pete.
Vail veterans. Okay, so Pete, tell us what you guys do on Thursdays.
Every Thursday, all season long, the local veterans gather at the top of Chair 11 at 11 o'clock, and we go ski wherever we're comfortable. And this mountain gives us so many options. And Thursday, may be our last veteran ski day for this season. And we are hoping that this young lady, with her, look at that smile, we're hoping she'll come join us.
Well, I know. I'm trying to see if I can get all my work done today, so I can hop on the hill, meet them at 11 and 11. You don't need cell phones. You can just, like, if you're there at 11, you just go. And you guys ski around, and then you go to Vendetta's, right?
Then we go to Vendetta's restaurant. Vendetta's, Popeye usually gives us a very good deal for lunch. And the Vendetta's special is always delicious.
Oh,
So
yeah,
we have a great time. And we tell stories, all fun stories. And it's always great. We hope you'll be able to join us.
I know. So this is so great. So especially if you're new to town and you don't know about the VFW post here out of Minturn, VFW 10721. What is it?
10721. And VFW post number 1 was established right here in Colorado in Golden, I think in the 1890s, by a guy named Colonel Hale. By Colonel Hale, who Camp Hale is named after.
Oh, yeah.
So there's a lot of history. And remember, who discovered this mountain?
Well, Pete Seibert and Earl Eden.
And Pete Seibert was definitely a 10th Mountain Division veteran and a seriously wounded veteran. So a lot of this mountain, Riva Run, Prima, a lot of it has a lot of history, military history.
Oh, it definitely does. And we've wrapped up the legacy parades for the season, but
Yes.
just so neat to find out the history about what's going on. We do have the art walk tours, and that incorporates some of the history. Pete Seibert, the plaque behind us, of course, our skier statue, the Edge. So a lot of different ways to learn and appreciate our valley.
About the great history of this extraordinary mountain.
Yeah,
Yep.
perfect.
Thank you very much.
All right. Well, hey, maybe I'll see you tomorrow at 11 if you want to ski with the veterans. He's got to go to his day job now. He's got his microphone, he's got his radio, everything. But Ashley, such a fun group, and this group does so much, whether it's getting the scholarships for the kids, been a big part of our 4th of July parade.
And we're going to have a parade this year, I understand.
I know.
So we'll be marching. We veterans have led the parade for 28 years. We open it with the flags, the American flag in particular.
Yes, perfect. Okay. All right, Ashley, any questions for Pete?
No, just Pete, thank you so much for your service, and thank you for all that you do for this valley with all of our veterans. So I know it's probably so loud out there. All right. Thank you, Trisha, and thank you for this amazing interview. I love when you just run into celebrities here in town. We're going to wrap things up. So, Pete, thank you very much. And thank you to all of you for joining us. Thank you, Scott Sternberg. Can't wait to see those green tips, buddy. And hey, maybe for the 4th of July parade, like you could debut them. I'd be excited to see it. But we'll be back here live at 7:30 tomorrow morning with another edition of Vail Valley Live. So we'll see you then.